let Scout out? Go let him out.
We met doing youth theater. I saw Christy at an audition. I was trying to flirt, and which I was not overly good at. And I basically was kind of a dork at the time and was like, I'm kind of Houston famous.
And I remember in my mind being like, oh, okay. But he grew on me.
Apparently, it all worked out.
Performance and live theater performance gives kids an opportunity to learn so much about themselves in so many ways that they can take into any career they could possibly think of. Putting on a show is like being in a community. Yes, some people have very big parts in the show, but every single person is so important to the whole thing functioning at its like highest level. So in the end, you're teaching them a little bit about how life should work.
And go! Hot like divorce! Hot like the mother!
You're collaborating with them and you're helping them grow, and they grow so exponentially once they've realized what kind of work they have to put in. My first involvement with Casa was when I had several of my students and teenagers come and do a little end of summer party. And then I think the next time we went over there was I had a little touring show of Charlie Brown Christmas. Talking to some of the people that worked at Casa and some of the house mothers, it's when I started to think like, oh, maybe this is something that we could do.
They were a delight from the very beginning. They're really special, incredible people. I think that they realized it was a perfect marriage of what they love to do, which is being parents, and a way to give back to the community.
And we always had maybe had in the back of our mind adopting, but then when we were like, well, maybe we just want to foster, it gave us an opportunity to experience more than one kid that we help, like more than one kid that comes in our house.
What I've heard them say very often is like, it's just not that hard. Like, it's just another kid. What is it? You just love them. I don't think that they realize like how special they are, and that it's so easy for them to love another child and another child and another child, and to manage the two children that they have and both of their jobs.
I remember having a phone call at like 6 o'clock being like, can you take a baby like now? So we did a few of those over the summer, and then in November, we got our first long-term placement again.
When we had the short-term placements, it was like you get attached, but you don't get heavily attached because you have them for, a few days to a week to a couple of weeks. And then we got our little boy and fell in love.
You think that's so funny?
And then we got our next long-term placement, which we had her for 6 months. And we got to like see so much development, and she started walking with us. That one was very hard to say goodbye.
But what you've given to them is absolutely irreplaceable. And that's just the gig. The gig is you love them, you give them that foundation. It's gonna hurt to see them go, but at least you know you've given them a fighting chance.
Things just don't feel the same once you see a side of the world that you wish you hadn't known about. But then once you know about it, it's kind of like, well, I know about this now, what are you gonna do about it? I'll probably never have the kind of money to make a big change. I went into nonprofit children's theater. Like, I'm not gonna be rich. And that's okay. But I wanted to like really feel like I made a huge difference, even if it's just one person at a time.
And I think that if you have the heart for it, you can do it. There are challenges, but there's challenges in life. You just do it. But you're also giving these families a second chance at being parents. And you are giving them the chance to get their kids back and have a safe, nurturing relationship where they can be together and they can be whole. And that is worth it. And you can do it. You can do it. You absolutely can do it. And if you're telling yourself, oh, I could never do that, I'm gonna let you know, you absolutely can.
It's not easy. Nothing about it is easy. Even after you get the child, it's not easy. It's not easy to manage, but it's 100% worth it. It saves children's lives. We've seen it again and again here with our volunteer community foster families, with our kids. It's undeniable, and we need people.